the cloud. Okay, and then I'm going here to live custom with streaming service. Let's see if we're coming on.
Yep, it says live on YouTube.
Oh, it says, and we are with the stream, then we want it. I don't see us there. Oops. Okay. Well, let's hope we're there. Let's see. Hi, everyone. It seems like there's always technical difficulties when it's on my side of the fence for some odd crazy idea. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but welcome.
It's the Arizona weather.
It's the Arizona weather. There's going to be 88 degrees today, guys. So it is the Arizona weather. You're right. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to another of Come Cook With Us episode. Today, Azlin and I are going to be preparing our favorite, easiest 3-ingredient dessert. So, Azlin, would you like to tell us what you're going to be making today for us?
I am making an old British dessert called, it's a posset. And depending on what citrus fruit you use, I'm using lemons. So I'm going to call it, I call it lemon posset. It's an old, ridiculously easy British dessert.
Wonderful. And on this side, I am going to make a raspberry fool. And the raspberry fool is also a very old recipe. It dates way back from 1500, and it has a tiny little history to it. So we would love to tell you that, because both recipes have a little bit of history. They're not just made on this century, but they go way back. So do you want to start, or do you want me to start? How would you like to do this?
You start.
Great.
Yeah, because mine's super quick. Blink and you miss it kind of quick. So
I love desserts like this. So mine is the same thing. It's very easy. The only thing you need is raspberry, sugar and water, and heavy cream. And what you do with all this, we first start by putting the raspberry into a little pan with the sugar and as well as the water, which is like 2 tablespoons. You put this over the stove. You let it come to a boil, cover it, and simmer for 20 minutes. I say simmer because this morning I tried to make some and it went all over my stove, which is double duty cleaning. And I'm sorry, that's not part of my deal. So this is
snap. I did the same thing.
Oh, don't you just love when that happens? And you sit in there, you watch it, and all of a sudden go all over the place. I'm like, no. So this is it. I'm going to put this on my stove, and that's all the preparation in this we'll need for the moment.
Cool. Right. So I've got 3 ingredients as well, and I'm also using heavy cream, or as we call it here in the UK, double cream. So basically, the high-fat whippable sort. So the full recipe, Janji will give you the link to the recipe in the notes information part of this video. So we're going to just essentially dump some double cream in there or heavy cream, and then I think I'll just do that amount because I've got some prepared ones in the fridge. And then we're going to add some sugar. Okay, and then we're just going to heat this up, bring it up to a gentle boil. So medium, low heat. If you can wait, if you can't wait, then stay by the stove and heat it up on medium heat so that, it comes up to a simmering point. So I was doing this morning because I wanted to have some chilled ones. And I thought, right, okay, I'll just go do some washing up because I reduced the heat to its lowest setting. And then after a couple of minutes, what's that burning smell? Oh no, so half of it was on my stove. So I have a gleaming stove at the moment, something that doesn't happen very often in my kitchen.
Well, it's kind of funny because I did the same thing and I was watching it. I mean, I was sitting there watching it. Next thing you know, I hear this. Oh, no.
Yeah, see, mine was quiet. I didn't hear a thing. Okay, I was at the back of the kitchen at the other sink, but yeah, I didn't hear a thing.
Well,
So we've got cream, we've got sugar.
cream.
Just need to stir that and let that sugar dissolve, let that cream heat up. So, and then we've got lemon juice, freshly squeezed, always freshly squeezed fruit juice, okay? Lemon juice to add to it later, but we're going to let this heat up for now. What are you doing, Gianji?
Well, like I said, I prepared it a little bit earlier. So I have my raspberries, which are done here, and I'm going to put it through a sieve, and I'm going to pass them through to remove all those little, how can I say, all the little pits that the raspberry has. So I have it, as you can see, on a sieve right here, and I'm just going to push it through and take all this pulp out of it and keep out all those little seeds that are just not fun to enjoy when you're eating it. And while that is done, which will take a half a second right here, as you can see, I will be preparing the heavy cream, the whip it to prepare the part number 2 of this very difficult dessert. It's just amazing because, I love easy dessert. I'm not a dessert person. I'm not a baker, but I love dessert. Chocolate mousse is one of them. That was just my favorite, of course. And then I have.
I'm a dessert person as well, but my favorite desserts tend to be the creamy ones. I'm not, weirdly, I think for some, you may think it's weird, but I'm not a massive chocolate fan. I used to be, and then I don't know, in the last few years or something, I don't know.
I'm going to have to share 2 very cute stories with all of you. I'm a chocoholic and I'm very proud of it. And for Easter in 1986, a friend of mine decided that you eat too much chocolate. I bet you can't stay a day without it. And I'm like, oh, yes, I can. So the challenge went on for Lent. And as you know, it's 40 days. After 40 days, I realized how hooked on chocolate I am. But do you think it would have stopped me? No, I still eat chocolate, although every Lent I give it up. But backward a little bit, I was living with my dad in Paris, and I decided to make myself a kilo, which is 2 pounds, of chocolate mousse. Now, all of you know it's butter and creams and heavy, and I hate the whole thing to myself. The whole thing. I got the real crise de foie, and if all of you are French, you know what the crise de foie is, the famous Friday or Monday, morning disease because you ate too much, so you overindulged and your liver got sick. And I would never forget, my dad looked at me and said, "What did you do?" And I said, "Nothing." And then he found out that I ate a kilo, and I was sick. I was sick like a dog. And I found out I ate a kilo of chocolate mousse to myself, and he looked at me and said, "Well, you deserve every second of it."
Oh, so fun.
So that's something that's just amazing. Every time I make chocolate mousse, I think of my dad.
I do enjoy a good wet, stodgy chocolate brownie, but it has to have a topping of cream or ice cream, or clotted cream is my favorite, really. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before because I've mentioned it so many times, but when I was expecting my first one, he's 21 now, but when I was expecting my first kid, I survived on a diet of pancakes for the first 3 months. Diet of pancakes, multivitamins, and too many children getting mixed up. My youngest kid, who's 14 now, with him, I survived on a diet for the first 3 months of multivitamins and chocolate brownie and clotted cream.
Oh my goodness. Okay, for one of my pregnancy, I was chalupa from Taco Bell. I don't eat junk food. I don't eat Mexican food, even less Taco Bell, right? I craved it. And then with my son, oh my God, crispy donut every day. I had to have a donut, and it was just like insane. And asparagus. I ate a pound of asparagus every night for the 7 months that I was pregnant with him, because it was preemie. Every night I had to have a pound of asparagus. I would be craving them to a point of I have to have them. It's kind of weird, isn't it, what our pregnancy do to us and thing. And to this day, I still eat asparagus. Now, my son does not like asparagus.
Right, so
Uh,
I've had the double cream and the sugar simmering away for 5 minutes, and that's done. So we're basically, all we did is we cooked the cream, because that's what posets are. They're essentially cooked creams that are flavored with various things, in this instance citrus juices. And so I'm just going to take that off the boil, and I'm just going to go see what Jianji's doing. What are you doing,
well,
Jianji?
I just mixed all my little berries and I pulled all the pulp out. So I'm going to let this cool off a little bit. And while I'm cooling off, I am going to prepare the whipped cream. And it's a big bowl, but I'm going to mix the two together. And I couldn't find a smaller bowl. So I'm going to use heavy cream just by itself with the whipper. And until it's all nicely whipped, you can add a little bit of powdered sugar if you want to. I don't particularly care for this recipe. I like a little bit different. So I am going just to pour this in. I am going to shut myself off for a half a second because you don't want to hear me going zzz forever on New Year's. However, I know Aslan can tell us a little bit more about our recipe, right?
Yeah, and I've got my blog post here because it's Friday, and in case you haven't seen me yawning, I am so tired. My brain's not working. So lemon posset, you can also make lime posset, or you can make lemon and lime posset, or you can make orange posset. So essentially it's a dessert, an old dessert that goes back to the 14th or the 15th century. And it started life, I'm going to read this, okay? Because it started life basically as a restorative drink. And I've got a quote here from Macbeth. It's Act 2, Scene 2. Why is every Macbeth quote from Act 2, Scene 2? And Lady Macbeth mentions posset. She says that she's just basically, what does she say? The doors are open, the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. So essentially, you know, making plans to, with their nefarious ways, making their nefarious plans, and she's drugged the guards. So even Shakespeare mentions it. It's mentioned quite a few times throughout classical literature. So in modern times, the posset is a cooked cream that is sweetened with sugar and then curdled. I know that doesn't sound too good. And then curdled with citrus juice. In this case, we've got fresh lemon juice. You know, it's pretty much like when you're making key lime pie and when you're making the filling for lemon tart. You pour the citrus juice into the cream and then it starts to curdle and thicken. Technically, you're souring the cream. And that's what we're doing. So we've got our cooked cream here, and I've got enough fresh lemon juice there that I squeezed earlier. And so fresh lemon juice, always. So we're just going to pour this into our cooked cream and then watch it thicken and sour away, curdle away. So there we go. Keep pouring it. As you pour it, keep stirring it. And your lemon juice is going to thicken at this stage. It'll curdle, it'll sour, it'll thicken. Now what you do is you taste it. It can probably do with a little bit more lemon juice. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Keep tasting it. And if you want more lemon juice, add more lemon juice. And that's it. We're done. So at this stage, what we're going to do is to pour it into serving glasses. Leave it to cool slightly at room temperature and then cover with cling film and place it in your fridge to chill for a minimum of 3 hours, preferably overnight, because chilling it overnight thickens the consistency of it, and while it doesn't quite become gel-like, it becomes like a cross between cream, custard, thick custard, and panna cotta. So that's it. That's your lemon posset. And as I mentioned earlier, you can use lime juice, you can use lemon and lime. to make a lemon lime posset. There you have it. A very, very old British dessert that goes back to the 14th or the 15th century.
And I am back. This is the longest I ever took me to whip some heavy cream. I can't believe I usually use my machine, but I'm back. So what I've done, I have whipped the cream, and it comes very, so it's thick. And then now I'm going to take some of this juice here. I'm going to take this out of here for a second and fold it in, but not all at once, just a little bit at a time. It needs to be a little bit cooler. So I hope this is not gonna, you know what? I'm gonna just wait a half a second, and I'm gonna tell you a story a little bit about this. There's two ways, it's French and English. And pretty much the fouler, which comes from the French, which is crushing the fruit into a custard or a whipping cream. So this recipe goes back to 1600. And so there's kind of and this is very simple. I mean, this is it. It's pretty much crushed fruit with either a custard or a cream, anything, then you could just put it together and refrigerate it, and also, or keep it a little bit more room temperature. And also you can make this also with apricot, same kind of thing, fresh fruit, apricot. So that's very much the origin of it. And I hope this is cool enough to put it together. So you put it in and kind of fold it.
Yeah, it really is, you know, one of those wonderful desserts that you can make when you don't have much time and you don't really need many ingredients. With a lemon posset, ideally you want to be making it a few hours earlier. So I'm just going to dish it up now. And you can dish it up in little glasses, little dessert glasses, or it's a depending on how much lemon juice you add, it's a fairly tangy, strong, tangy dessert. In fact, I put a lot of lemon juice in mine. So quite often when I take the first spoonful, I go, whoa, you know, because it's so tangy. So with that in mind, you can get away, and this is one of my favorite ways, you can get away with serving this dessert in little shot glasses. Just be sure to have teaspoons that are small enough to actually go in your shot glasses so that, you know, you can get to the end. So I love serving my desserts, puddings like this, in wine glasses, champagne saucers, and shot glasses. And the beauty about serving them in little shot glasses is that, hey, the dessert goes further if you're having a dinner party, especially when there are kids. Especially when there are kids and they don't care, they just keep going back and keep going back. So
it also makes it a very dramatic, very sensual presentation too, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, I put mine together, combine it, and now I'm just gonna put it into, you know, a little cup, a serving cup here. Now this also needs to be refrigerated for a couple of hours too. So there you go, I have enough for two. And you take a cute little raspberry, put it over it, and the dessert is ready.
So when I serve this in shot glasses, I just use, oh, that's beautiful. I love
just
that.
simple, easy.
Absolutely.
And then you can put the raspberry on it later. You can just put it now if you want to, put it in the refrigerator. Like Azlin, you can put it on the small little shot glasses. It's awesome, just small spoons, of course, or just like I did on a big, huge cup, because we do like desserts in my house. So that's it. This is pretty much it. The dessert is done for two people. Now the recipe is for two people on my blog, so make sure that you press on the size, and you can have a different for 2, 4, 6, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so mine's done as well. As you can see me dishing it up in here. So your sherry glass, shot glasses. So just dish it up, leave it to cool to room temperature, and then cover it with cling film, because you don't want smells going in overnight or anything like that. And here are the ones I made. Really, I think I made them at about midday. So what is it now? Just after 6. So it's had about, I don't know, 5 hours in the fridge perhaps. So here we are. So if I take something dark. So once it's chilled, once it chills, it hardens a little bit. And let me turn it around. And so this is your bigger dish that my oldest will probably have, because he does love his lemon dessert. So as far as topping goes, you know, I personally prefer it as it is, with just perhaps a little grating of some lemon zest, or you can add a raspberry on it, or you can have some strawberry sauce, raspberry sauce, and if you like your combination of chocolate and citrus, then by all means grate some dark chocolate on there. So
perfect. That looks beautiful.
Simple, with a little bit of grated lemon zest. That's it. And this is your chilled shot glasses. There we are.
Perfect. And as you can see, we can make this in less than 30 minutes. And they're fabulous for parties. But Easter this weekend, Mother's Day in the United States is Mother's Day in 2 weekends from now. So this is something that any of you young kids can actually make for your mom, and as well as Azlin, because it doesn't really take much to do. So those two recipes, and
no, not at all. 3 ingredients, both of them, right? So what is
absolutely.
Is today Friday? Yes, today is Friday.
It is Friday.
So
yes,
Easter Sunday. So go out, go get the 3 ingredients, make one of them, make both of them, make it for your Easter Sunday lunch. Mother's Day is finished here actually, but we have our Mother's Day in March. So Mother's Day in the US and probably the rest of the world. So there you go. Now I'm just going to
Mother's Day is May 17th.
Yeah,
May 17th
like the rest
here.
of the world. We have to have it. We have to have it before Lent, you see, for some reason, or during Lent. Yeah.
So when is Father's Day?
Father's Day is June 9 something. It's somewhere in June.
Yeah, same thing with us. June. There's always a month apart, but it ours always has been right after Easter. So I'm going to have this. We're going to have. Well, you're going to have dessert for dinner.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. Yeah, I couldn't wait. So there you go. So it's thickened ever so slightly because it's been chilled.
Put it in still.
Okay.
Okay. Don't do a GNG. Don't do a GNG.
So woo, that's woo, zingy. So, but it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. I don't want to ruin it with any other flavors. So I actually like to have it as it is, and then I have some strawberry sauce on the side, or fruit on the side. And if anybody wants it, they can have it.
I'm going to be making that because I bought a bunch of lemons, so I know what to do. Would you? And did you say something about you can replace the lemon with something else?
Yeah,
can you do it with
use
lime
juice. Personally, I don't think orange. I mean, you can, in theory, you can use any acid, any citrus juice. But I think lime and lemon, lime and lemon is the best for this.
Fantastic, perfect. Because I have a bunch of lemon, a bunch of lime, because I was going to make some lemon bars. But I think I'm going to make your dessert a lot better because I like the cream part. I'm French, okay? I like cream. Now that kind of goes without saying. So, well, what are we going to do next week?
I don't know.
You're going to be hosting it.
I am hosting it, and I don't know what I'm doing. I think we may be making a main, but please don't hold me to it. We'll think of something. I mean, some of you may know that we're in the middle of Ramadan, the holy month of fasting for Muslims. And so on my blog, and on the social media, I have been posting Ramadan recipes. So in 2 weeks' time, we'll have Eid, which is the celebration of the end of the fasting month. So perhaps Janji and I will talk about it, and we may do something that's relevant to that. We shall see. Absolutely.
But meanwhile, we want to thank you very much from the bottom of our heart for being here and for supporting us, on our channel. The recipe actually from Azlin and mine is underneath it already. But also, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, please, and anything else, Azlin, you want to add to it.
Nothing. I'm just a puppet today, just a punt.
I feel like the same way. It's a holiday. It's Good Friday, so it's
It
kind of
is.
all.
It is.
Yeah. So
I am waking up at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I kid you not. Oh,
why
Friday
9
comes
o'clock
around and
tomorrow?
I'm tired.
Well, I'm looking so forward to Easter so I can have coffee and I can have chocolate
Of course.
because
Of
I give
course.
him up both of them, and
2 more
so
days, right? 2 more days for you, right?
two more
Mm.
days, Sunday morning, and I know my family has already all the chocolate lined up, and
Good
they're
for
taunting
you.
me, and I'm like, you guys, yeah, I've been
Well
doing it for
done. Well done.
21 years now. You know, the
Well done.
chocolate since '86.
For me, it's alcohol. For me, it's alcohol. No alcohol for actually for the whole month. As long as Ramadan is going on, I don't drink. So the whole month, it just so happens that Ramadan is the whole month of April. So I'm not drinking this month.
Yeah, it's amazing because there is a reason why I always give up 3, but it's it's a psychological thing. I mean, you say, okay, fine, I got to give it up, and that's it. You don't think about it. Everybody else has chocolate, everybody
Yeah,
else has coffee, and you
yeah,
just do it. I mean, it's 40 days for Pete's sake. It's not, we're not
yeah.
talking
Yeah,
all
exactly.
lifetime here.
For me, it's 30 days when we're meeting up with the in-laws. I'm not hosting Easter this year. I'm not cooking, obviously, because it's Ramadan.
Yeah.
But we are going over there for dinner, and we do takeaways because I've probably mentioned this. My mother-in-law doesn't cook, so we do takeaways when we're over at her place. But yeah, so there'll be alcohol, but I'm not drinking. So, and it's so easy, it's so easy. You don't think it's weird when you kind of have to. It's actually so easy. When
Very
you don't
much so.
have to.
That's a different story. Yeah, but it's true. I've been doing it for so long. It's just like, okay. And then and when my son was little, he wanted to give up something, and I say no. As a child, you don't give up something, but you do a good deed every day. So that was fun. I turned it with him because, oh, I'm going to do that too. I'm like, no. You're too young to give up something. However, you can do a good deed to somebody for 40 days. That's not going to hurt you. That's actually going to be good. So that's what I do. But anyhow, folks, I'm sorry to say folks like you, my dear. Anyhow, everyone, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week. Azlin will be hosting, so make sure then you go on her side, sign up so she can have, you can see us when we come live and when we do this. Meanwhile, for all of us here, happy Easter. Azlin, have a fantastic weekend. And everyone, thank you so very much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye.